and anything else that is appropriate and necessary for the lethal prosecution and destruction of an already substantially degraded enemy will remain in place and around Iran until such time as the real agreement reached is fully complied with.
That's Fox's Trey Yingst in Tel Aviv.
The question is whether or not the Iranians are willing to make a good faith deal, and already many officials in Tehran are contradicting the agreement that was laid out to enter into this 2-week ceasefire. There was a top atomic official today saying that Iran will maintain its ability to enrich uranium.
Iran also says it'll keep blocking oil and other shipping in the Strait of Hormuz, insisting the ceasefire is being breached by Israel, though the U.S. insists Lebanon is not part of the agreement, as Israeli attacks there yesterday killed more than 200 people.
Its military saying it attacked more than 100 Hezbollah targets in just 10 minutes. At one of Beirut's busiest intersections, journalists saw charred bodies inside vehicles and lying on the ground. President Joseph Aoun described it as a massacre.
That's Fox's Jonathan Savage. Oil prices are rising back up almost 5%. WTI, $99 a barrel again as futures fall on Wall Street. They're still asleep in space. The 4 astronauts on the Artemis 2 mission, who after a wake-up call later this morning will be packing up, getting ready for their return tomorrow.
It's really hard out here. We're a long way from home.
That's mission specialist Jeremy Hansen. Today they'll fire the Orion spacecraft's main engine to correct their course back to Earth after setting a record traveling farther from here than anyone ever in the fly around the moon Monday. America's listening to Fox News.
It's tax season, and by now, I know you're a bit tired of the numbers, but here's an important one you need to hear. $16 billion. That's how much money in refunds the IRS flagged for possible identity fraud. Not all grim news. LifeLock monitors millions of data points per second for your personal information and alerts you to threats that you could easily miss on your own. If your identity is stolen, LifeLock's U.S.-based restoration specialist is going to fix it. Save up to 40% off your first year with the promo code BECK, 1-800-LifeLock or lifelock.com. Terms to apply.
My name is Christine, and I'm a widow. My husband, Ryan, was a healthy 34-year-old, and 3 months later, he was gone. Thankfully, he had life insurance. Ethos made it so easy. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. 100% online, no medical exam. Life insurance didn't take away the loss, but it did give us the space to just grieve.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/save. Ethos.com/save. Paid spokesperson. Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
While that fragile ceasefire with Iran still holds, even though Israel keeps attacking Lebanon, holy sites reopened today in Jerusalem for both Christians and Muslims.
The Church of the Holy Sepulchre and the Al-Aqsa Mosque had been closed for 40 days by Israeli police since the start of U.S. and Israeli airstrikes in Iran. Around 3,000 Palestinian Muslims were there for morning prayers at the mosque. The first time since Israel took control of East Jerusalem in 1967 that Al-Aqsa was closed during the Eid al-Fitr holiday, marking the end of the Ramadan holy month. Only mosque staff and officials with the organization that manages it were allowed to pray there. Easter Mass was held at the Church of the Holy Sepulchre, mostly empty, though, after complaints about church leaders being kept out altogether on Palm Sunday. Chris Foster, Fox News.
An American has been arrested in the Bahamas days after Brian Hooker's wife, Lynette, went missing, though he's not been charged with a crime at this point. Hooker claims she went overboard in their small boat in rough seas as they traveled back to their yacht. There is also a U.S. Coast Guard criminal investigation. In Hawaii, a doctor's been convicted of trying to kill his wife and could get 20 years in prison when sentenced in August.
The jury in Honolulu.
We, the jury in this case, finds the defendant guilty of attempted manslaughter based upon extreme mental or emotional disturbance.
Dr. Gerhard Koenig immediately put his head in his hands when he heard the decision in the trial that lasted about 3 weeks. Prosecutors said the 47-year-old was obsessed with his wife Ariel's admitted emotional affair with a married coworker. During a hike in Oahu on her birthday last March, they said the anesthesiologist tried to push her off a cliff, stab her with a syringe, and hit her with a rock. His defense claimed it was not a planned attack, and he was acting in self-defense, saying she started an altercation. CJ Papa, Fox News.
The Masters just teed off at Augusta in Georgia a short time ago, golf's first major tournament of the year. I'm Dave Anthony, and this is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Thursday. It is April 9th, 2026, and you're in tune with what is News Radio for South Texas, the Valley's Morning News. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz, and we have AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina. He's on standby. that chance of rain, it stays in the forecast. That's pretty good. Today, tomorrow. So, what, 50, 60, 40%? Let's see what he says. We'll also take a look at any rain totals in case somebody got significant rain yesterday. So stick around for that conversation. That's coming up in about 3 minutes. Some education news for South Texas. Brownsville ISD has placed their superintendent, Jesus Chavez, on administrative leave. It was a 5-2 vote yesterday. Chavez had already announced that he would not renew his contract at the end of the current school year. South Texas ISD has picked its next superintendent. The school board named Sandra Garza Ochoa as the sole finalist for the position yesterday. Ochoa was the leader of Ed Couch Elsa schools. It's 7:06 on News Talk 710 KURV. Business note for Texas. There's a possibility that we might see a data center in South Texas sometime in the near future. They're all over the state, popping up everywhere. But it seems that they're not very popular when it comes to polling residents nearby.
A new poll finds 65% of Americans don't want a data center in their community, and a big part of that is the noise. University of Houston professor Ed Hers says these facilities need huge air conditioners and water pumps to keep the computers cool.
All of those pumps are outside the warehouse, and so there's always this constant hum.
The poll found only 35% of those surveyed are either very excited or somewhat excited about the advances in artificial intelligence that the data centers bring.
It's 7:07 on 710 KURV. Southwest Airlines raising fees on checked bags.
Southwest Airlines added baggage fees last year after decades of advertising bags fly free. The airline has announced that starting Thursday, the cost of the first checked bag will go up by $10 to $45. Customers will have to pay $55 for their second checked bag. Several other carriers have also raised their baggage fees since Operation Epic Fury in Iran disrupted the flow of oil and drove up the cost of jet fuel. Delta raised its fees this week. United and JetBlue raised their fees last week.
It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News. Bags fly free, Freddie, right? Now they've moved away from that. Do you recall a time when they had Friends fly free? Remember that? You'd buy a ticket. Teklo's in the studio right now from Mission EDC. You'd buy a ticket, and they'd give you a ticket, like Friends Fly Free. For a short stint, when I was up in Houston, I was hanging around some idiot had like he had a ticket to Lubbock. Hey, he didn't want to go alone, so I went with him. Guess what? That's where I met Delia. West Texas. I would never have gotten to Lubbock at all had it not been for that Friends Fly Free from Southwest. Yeah. Turn on mic. Yeah. What would you say, Tekla?
As I went to a Bruce Springsteen concert using that Friends Fly thing.
Well, there you go.
Way back in the day.
Boy, those were the days, right? It's 7:09. It is AccuWeather time. And AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us. First, we say thank you to Dougie over at Martin Farm and Ranch. Your pets, your livestock, exotic animals, give them the best Purina feed. Purina Nutrition from Martin Farm and Ranch. If you stop by, please say hi to Dougie from us. AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina, keeping rain in the forecast. So what would you peg the chance of rain for today, Jason?
You got like 40-50% today, maybe slightly higher tomorrow, and then it tails off as we head into Saturday.
Freddie, did you call up the radar? I did, man. I should have done that.
That's quiet right now.
Okay. Yeah, normally we go to that as a screensaver during the live broadcast. Yeah, so nothing right now, just a little bit west of us in the Laredo area. Stuff coming in from Mexico. That's the general direction. Look south to see if it comes in from Mexico.
Yeah, not too much from yesterday as far as rain totals are concerned, but spotty. There's a couple spots that got some big totals. Like I double checked, and I guess it seems right, but some spots right down on the border got 3 inches yesterday. It's
there were a couple of cells that popped up on radar yesterday.
Even 5 inches, almost 6 inches out toward south of Sullivan City.
Wow. Well, look what we see in Laredo this morning, for example. They had some hues of deep purple, another darker colors just south in Nuevo Laredo this morning. So it'll be about 50% chance of rain today. Same thing tomorrow. How about Saturday? What's the chance of rain going into the weekend?
It drops down, only down like near 30 or so on Saturday. It's going to tail right off quite a bit.
All right. Temperatures, same old, same old?
Yeah, same old, same old. We're going to stay in the low 80s here the next couple of days, so not too bad.
Okay. Texas weather, anything the red flag? I don't see anything on radar for Dallas, Houston, San Antonio right now, but the chance of rain good for them as well? Or
yeah, they get a chance here and there as we head throughout the day today.
Yeah, I don't see anything.
Not in Dallas. It's going to be dry there, but San Antonio's got a chance this afternoon.
All right, Bill. And the AccuWeather forecast for today, highs will be in the low 80s, rinse and repeat tomorrow, and going into the weekend as well, with a chance of rain. Somebody might see some rain later in the day. We don't see anything on radar for us at the moment. Let's see. On this National Day, what are we celebrating? They're celebrating us. They're celebrating us, pal. Me and Freddie, Teclo Garcia from Mission EDC, who's in the studio right now. Mm-hmm. Jason as well, because you're in your 50s, right, Jason?
Correct.
Yeah. Cherish an Antique Day. We celebrate today. Let's see. We celebrate unicorns. Okay. Chinese almond cookies. Is that like a fortune cookie with an almond inside? Is that what it is? No. And Name Yourself Day. If you could like change your name to something else,
I would change mine to Dion.
Dion?
Yeah.
Freddie, you said you wanted to be called LeBron. Oh, right. No?
LeBron James.
It would be probably like Bruce Wayne or something.
Yeah. I want to be called Max Powers. Yeah. Max Powers.
That could be your radio name.
Yeah. Jace? No? You want to go? He's good with Jason.
I got nothing.
All right, Bill. Call you next hour.
All right.
AccuWeather and meteorologist Jason Caterina. Time is 7:12. Coming up in about 3 minutes, we'll stick around. We got Techno Man himself, Teclo Garcia. He's the chief at Mission EDC. And, man, we got several stories we need to review. Good stuff from the area. So stick around for that conversation. In the meantime, the Energy Reliability Council of Texas, they have a plan to string high-capacity power lines across the state of Texas.
The $33 billion project, though, is being questioned by some lawmakers. State Senator Kevin Sparks says the only ones who will benefit from the high-capacity lines connecting West Texas to urban areas is green energy.
As we move towards more intermittent power, there will continue to be more struggles with our reliability.
He says we should be focusing on creating more power generators that are close to the urban areas. There's also opposition from landowners who may be subject to eminent domain.
A study from Lending Tree is saying that the cost of raising a kid from birth to age 18. Again, this does not include the cost of college or that new car or whatever it is that you're buying for your kid. The cost from birth to age 18, according to Lending Tree, is about $300,000.
According to Lending Tree's 2026 report, expenses associated with raising a child are up nearly 2% from last year's report. Hawaii, Maryland, and Massachusetts top the list for the most expensive states to raise a child. The analysis also indicated the overall 18-year cost has gone up nearly 28% since 2023. I'm Mark Mayfield.
You know where the biggest part of that? Legos. Yeah, they're super expensive. If your kid likes Legos, man, you're up a creek. You better have a second mortgage to the house. Time is 7:14. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Economic happenings, Mission, Texas. We got some important notes, important business notes you need to pay attention to. That's next on the Valley's Morning News.
Hair Volume from New Nordic will make your hair look thick and healthy. Hair Volume is available online at Amazon and NewNordicUSA.com or in the hair care aisle at your local CVS.
Funny how you don't notice the little things until they get hard. Things like buttoning a shirt, cooking a simple meal. That's when I called Healthcare Unlimited for my parents years ago. HCU, Healthcare Unlimited, serving all of South Texas since 1990, the highest quality rated home care agency in the entire region. They can send a caring attendant to help with daily tasks right at home and still feels independent. If your loved one needs help at home, call Healthcare Unlimited at 956-994-9911 and mention you heard it on 710 KURV.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in the Cal at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
News and information to start your day.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We invite you to join us online at Radio Para Mi. That's the free app. You can rewind and replace any of the programs, really. The Dana Show coming up here around lunchtime. Brian Kilmeade around 2 p.m. 710 KURV is your station in South Texas for Houston Astros play-by-play. They're off today. That's some of the off-air commentary. I think they've been off for the past 3 games. Gee, wow, they lost 3 in a row already. Astros baseball, weeknights, weekends on 710 KURV. Teclo Garcia is the Director of Mission Economic Development. We welcome back to the studio. And, man, since we got about a block of 10 or so minutes, we better get right to it, Teclo. Black & Decker. The good news on Black & Decker. What's going on with it?
Yeah. Good morning, Sergio.
Good morning,
Thanks for having me.
Yes, sir.
Hey, real quick on that note about that study about how much it takes to raise your kid.
Yeah.
My mom could cut that down to $50,000 easily.
I believe it.
She does not mess around.
So I'm guessing you wore a lot of thrift store clothing.
Remember,
right?
you know, how kids wear jeans now ripped up.
See,
yeah, well, I had ripped up jeans.
You were fashionable before.
Yeah, I mean that's.
I don't know, Teclo. He looks great in torn jeans. Yeah. You know, we should develop a line of that.
No, my mom would do that. Hey, no, thank you for the question regarding Black & Decker. Yeah. You know, Black & Decker has been in mission for about a decade now, and for a while it looked like they were going to leave. And about 2 years ago, they sent us a note and said, "Hey, you know, we might shut down operations here and move." Ends up they didn't. And
so, what was the stress? What were the?
I'm not sure what the stress was.
Okay.
They provided us a letter and said, "Hey, you know, global economy pressures," but I'm not sure exactly what they were. But then that turned around to, "Hey, we're expanding now," and I think what they're doing is what a lot of businesses are doing, and we've seen an increased amount of investment from Mexico. So they're moving a line from a Mexico manufacturing line to the U.S. facility. They have a lot of space in this facility, very large building that they're in. So they don't have to build a new building or expand. They just have to bring equipment in, modernize the facility, and they're creating about close to 100 jobs. And certainly we worked with them for several months to do that, and we're super happy. Our board is happy. Mayor and city council are happy. I mean, these are new jobs that are injecting new money into the economy.
How many? How many more?
I think it's 88 plus, so around 100.
What do they produce at that B&D plant?
Well, they do a lot of assembly work for tools, for the casings for the tools, you know, those hard plastic packages, and other things. This one, they're going to do more assembly, but also plastic injection molding, which is a pretty high skill job. And those jobs are going to pay more. I mean, they're going to start at about 16 and a half, 17 and go up from there. And a lot of, if you go online and look at the jobs that are available now here in Mission, a lot of them are in their 20s, $24, $28 an hour. So, you know, so we're proud of that. And we're happy to bring it. And the most important thing, and what you see some of the other cities in the Valley doing is announcing and creating manufacturing jobs, right? First tier jobs that do indirect, you know, spinoff and also induced economic impact. I mean, that expansion is going to have a $24 million a year impact to a local economy.
Yeah, the change of mind for them follows the trend over, because you mentioned a couple of years back. Well, yeah, you could easily point and say, well, maybe that's post-COVID and supply chain issues and customer issues. And now it's very popular to manufacture in the U.S. again with reshore and the Trump administration. So I'm guessing maybe would be a part of that decision would be that, well, let's set up on the U.S. side, already there.
That's a big part of it, Sergio. You're exactly right. The instability of the trade situation, the USMCA, NAFTA is driving folks to the U.S. To set up shop here In addition to that, there is among the business community in Mexico, there is some pushback to the current administration, and investors, especially at the elite level, they're looking to make investments and place their money elsewhere. A lot of times that comes to the U.S. Operationally, it has to do with the trade, what you just talked about.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's a reshore and set up
Yep.
here.
Yep.
And they'll make things a lot simpler when it comes to tariffs and duties.
That's right.
Things like that. Teclo Garcia, he's the director of Mission Economic Development. You were telling me off air of a couple of industrial projects. Any of the prospecting, for example, these projects that you mentioned off air, is any of that a result of, yes, going back to the reshore thing, but also, McAllen, with a recent value announcement in high tech sensors and cameras for GM and there's really cool stuff, that assembly line. Is that leading to more phone calls coming in? Because you're tied at the hip. We are Edinburgh, Mission, McAllen, and you guys work closely. So is that leading to maybe more prospecting on that side, like assembly lines or components for?
Yeah, anytime we can get a big announcement like our friends in McAllen just did, that helps. It raises our profile. It shows that companies are wanting to invest in the region. Especially a big announcement like McAllen's. I mean, that's a regional project, right? You're going to get labor from all over. I mean, when we draw businesses here, we've done polls, and it's always less than half of the employees that we get to the companies in Mission are from Mission, right? They're from other places. Same thing's going to happen there. To answer your question, yes, it raises our profile. I don't think the projects that at least at Mission, that I can speak to in Mission, have any direct correlation to what McAllen's done, right? These are independent. For instance, we're working with a manufacturer we're about to announce. Not a huge amount of jobs, but good manufacturing jobs, about 50 of them, that deal with vehicle parts. But these vehicle parts that they're working on they've been working with these contracts for many years, right? They're just finding a new place and an expansion to there.
Are they reshoring too, or are they just moving from another part of the country?
From another country here, right?
From another country.
From another country.
It's a reshore,
here.
another reshore.
Right.
Ding. Right
Yeah,
there.
and then we have a couple of other manufacturing projects. One much closer than the other that we're going to announce here in the next, hopefully in the next 2 months, 60 days. But also a manufacturing expansion, right? Now this is someone that does work in the U.S. and Mexico, but wants to consolidate their operations and locate them here in the Valley and specifically in Mission, right? And so, that's in the offing. It's coming, but I think they're independent of each other.
Did you include the warehousing projects that you mentioned off here?
I did, and we have what they call a DC, a distribution center, that we're working on. It's probably maybe 4 to 6 months away from us announcing a project. There's a lot of things we have to do in terms of their, purchasing land and getting all the logistics correct before we do that. But we're really excited about that as well. Actually, there's two of them. One is right on the expressway, and one is closer toward the Anzalduas. The Anzalduas has been a big catalyst in all this. Yes, nearshoring is big, but the Anzalduas Bridge and what is soon going to handle cargo has been a big plus and a big influencer for us in recruiting. We'll be at the North American Manufacturing Expo in San Antonio next week. And you can bet that we're going to talk about Anzalduas. You can talk about what recent manufacturing announcements have been made. And again, this is a region. If we were San Antonio, right, and there was one big major city, we wouldn't be talking about, hey, Brownsville's getting a refinery, Mission's getting aluminum recycling, and McAllen's getting this. It would just be San Antonio is getting this, right?
In this case, the RGV.
Yeah, the RGV is getting that, right.
Rocket factory, refinery, LNG, state-of-the-art, leading auto tech manufacturing in the area, the aluminum plant, all that
exactly.
Data center, hopefully sometime, all that stuff. It'd be RGV.
It'd be one place.
Interesting that you mentioned San Antonio. By the way, Teclo Garcia, he's the director of economic development in the city of Mission, Texas, where we are. 710 KURV broadcasting from Mission, Texas. San Antonio, the south side of San Antonio, they got like a whopper heavy equipment manufacturer setting up shop, like a huge factory. And there's like a renaissance in manufacturing on the south side of the city.
Oh, yeah.
That may provide some of our suppliers an opportunity to start sending components and molded stuff and plastic stuff up there.
A lot of that's happening in that city base. The Brook City base is a huge, it's a tax increment reinvestment zone.
Is there a synergy between here and like some suppliers here and there? Or
not really.
Don't you see that as an opportunity though? It's not that far away.
There is an opportunity, no doubt about it. One disadvantage that we have, and it's not a big one, but it's worth noting, is that we're 4 hours south of San Antonio, essentially, right? And if you're in logistics and you're moving things, or in manufacturing, and you want to be closer to your market, the Texas Triangle, why would you locate 4 hours south?
Yeah, Texas Triangle, Houston, Dallas, San Antonio.
Right, and so Caterpillar and all that folks are based in San Antonio, Seguin, and that area, and it's a huge, geographic advantage. Not always. We like to promote our geographical advantage of being at the nexus of two of the biggest trading partners in the world, right? The U.S. and Mexico. That's our advantage. But a lot of times people choose that they figure out where they need to be, but San Antonio is experiencing a huge renaissance. And Brook City base is a dedicated area in South San Antonio. Is a live, work, play, and they're getting more and more manufacturers, and that's run by a McAllen guy by the name of Leo Gomez, who was vice president of, I think it was government affairs for the Spurs for many years. And then he left there and then took over at Brook City base. He's been there probably a decade now, running that place. He's doing a heck of a job.
That's just one example of Central Texas up in San Antonio. Yeah, 4 hours away. And if they ever put a Buc-ee's between here and San Antonio, that's like a 6-hour drive because you pull over and buy all the
bathrooms,
beaver
man.
nuggets.
The bathrooms,
and all
they're super clean.
Well, the root beer and the jerky, all the stuff that you're buying as well, barbecue sandwiches. Teclo Garcia, the Director of Economic Development for the City of Mission, the Innovation District. What was it, like 7,000 acres? Explain that, describe that, and of course the forces behind that idea.
Right. So the Innovation District is a huge zone in the southern part of Mission. It's not a taxing entity. It doesn't have a board. It's a marketing tool for us to better sell, to create awareness, and before manufacturers, before tech companies, before logistics companies, to talk about all the benefits of being located in South Mission. For instance,
near the bridge,
you're
right?
next to the bridge.
Okay,
You're in the McAllen Foreign Trade Zone. You're right next to STC's technology campus, right? You're 10 minutes from the airport, right? You're across the river from multiple maquila parks, right? We've got a ton of open land, right? Your workforce, the regional workforce is top notch, young, bilingual, right? It's also in a heavyweight corridor. So if you need to use trucks in that area, they're overweight, it's already set up. There's a multitude of benefits of being located in the innovation area in South Mission. And so we want to be able to use that as a marketing tool to create awareness and market Mission and the whole of South Texas at San Luis.
You just said a couple. Market Mission, that's a good way to call it. Market Mission or innovation area.
Yeah.
You mentioned the whole. Did you get some pushback because it's called district? Because is that a new taxing entity? Is that what it is?
Nah, we haven't yet. We haven't worked it too hard yet.
Okay.
We're just beginning to roll it out. But that's an important distinction, and that's why I said that at the very beginning of my explanation. It's not a new entity. It's primarily a marketing tool for us to create awareness and draw investment. Be honest with you.
Keep us posted on the development of that idea, because the Killam's they're
a big part of it.
Yeah, huge. Are they all built out as far as what they're
no?
Got their catchers meant ready to catch.
They got plenty of space.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got to ask you on San Luis status report. When do we open? When do we cut the ribbon?
I'm not sure exactly the date that we're open, but McAllen's working on that in earnest, and they're doing everything they can. Remember, we can do all we can on this side, but that's just half of it.
Is the delay on the Mexican side?
I'm not saying that. I'm just saying we can't control that side.
Okay.
Right?
I thought you just said it was on the Mexican side. Yeah.
No, I didn't say that.
Right.
I just said we can only control what we can control.
There was something you mentioned off here that you wanted. was
Yes,
that?
our
Internship?
yes.
Something like that.
We just launched Mission Ready.
Okay.
And just so for whatever weird reason, right? We launched it just on the same day that the astronauts took off. Now, we not planned that. It was it just happened that way. We hope it's a really sign of good luck. But what we've done is launch a program that involves mission students, college and high school students, matching them up with mission businesses so they can do internships at those businesses, not at the city, not at the EDC, but in those private sector businesses. And so we've got the application process open at our website, themissionedc.com. And this is kind of our pilot year, so we're keeping it kind of small. So we're gonna take 15. We're going to take as many students that apply and let the businesses interview the students, and then they pick their 15. Next year, we hope to have 30 or 50 students do this, but we're trying to iron out the this first year. But it's really about getting those students in real businesses so they can learn real skills and get business experience while they're in school.
That'd be nice. Maybe meet a couple of these kids.
What about somebody here?
Yeah.
Maybe.
Oh no, Fred's taken. He stays here. Yeah. He's not a kid anymore. Yeah, he's a kid at heart, but he's not a kid anymore. Yeah, I know, Fred. We got to go. We just found out yesterday of we were reminded of the 12, 13-year-old program with Mission Economic Development in South Texas College, the scholarship program that you provide.
Right. Yeah.
Like full-time funding, part-time, full-time funding for dozens and dozens of mission resident STC.
Yeah, really unique agreement
students.
between the EDC, the city, and South Texas College.
Yeah, because I think it's application time. We were looking at the deadline for that. So congrats on that. So now you got that internship. Get at least what you said, 15 into the system. Thanks for stopping by, Teclo.
Yes.
Teclo Garcia, he's the Director of Mission Economic Development. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV on your home for the Astros. We got sports up next. And temperatures across the area. The range is 69 to 72 degrees. That'd be 69, 68, 69 McAllen, Mission, Edinburgh, and 71, 72 Brownsville and Starbase. Border Bridge wait times is posted on KURV.com. Again, all these are wait times if you're in Matamoros or Reynosa coming back to the U.S. So Brownsville B&M is close to 2 hours. It's an hour and a half at Gateway, 1 hour at Veterans. And if you're headed back to McAllen Mission, Edinburgh, 45 at Ansalduas, hour 10 minutes at Hidalgo, 30 minutes at the Far Bridge. Business news, check of your money. That's next on 710 KURV, the pulse of the 956. The company that you should call, experts in commercial roofing systems, Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. They would like to meet you and go check for free, gratis, for free, to see if everything's okay with your commercial roofing systems. That's the way they initiate many conversations and eventually many relationships, that is. With that conversation, many relationships that lead to a lifelong relationship and providing maintenance, upkeep, new roofing systems for commercial properties everywhere. Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing is a company that's been around almost 130 years now. Imagine all the piled up expertise, the know-how, innovation, the development of new technology, cutting-edge roof installation technology at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. And yeah, it's in the name, waterproofing, precisely what you need. That's the whole idea. AC system is supposed to cool things down or warm things up. A roofing system is supposed to keep the water out. If you got a drip already starting somewhere, you got to fix that quick. Otherwise, it's going to be a problem that's going to shut you down. Chamberlain Roofing Waterproofing will give you a free expert assessment of what's going on with all of your commercial roofing systems. Again, free. So call them today. Set up that appointment at 956-655-6178.
I'm Nicole Murray with Your Money Now. Middle East tensions are forcing oil prices to rise this morning by more than 3% after Iran accused the U.S. and Israel of breaking the ceasefire agreement. West Texas currently hovering at roughly $98 per barrel, Brent at $97. Shipping and maritime experts say traffic through the Strait of Hormuz will not normalize anytime soon, despite the 2-week ceasefire agreement. Patrick DeHaan, head of petroleum analysis at GasBuddy.
Refineries in Asia are having problems. Jet fuel prices prior to this continue to jump. So we're certainly not out of the woods by any stretch of the imagination yet.
More price hikes could be on the way. Meteorologists say an unusually powerful El Nino could take shape later this year, exacerbating global food security fears. One analyst told CNBC that an El Nino event could put upward pressure on cocoa, food oils, rice, and sugar. Futures are slightly down as traders keep an eye on the U.S.-Iran ceasefire. Wednesday, the Dow Industrials gained 1325. That's Your Money Now.
AccuWeather says highs today, low 80s, not far from where we are right now because we're low 70s for the most part. And we do have a chance of rain. We have nothing on radar to report to you right now. There's like far west of us, Laredo's got some rain. But we'll see if something pops up. It's in the forecast, about a 50%, 50-ish% chance of rain for the region, and it's a big region. Let's see who gets the rain. Again, temperatures right now mostly in the low 70s across South Texas. We got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes. Latest on the ceasefire, U.S. and Iran. Iran belly aching that it's already being violated. Actually, they're getting shot at by somebody else. That's coming up in about 2 minutes on News Talk 710 KURV, the Valley's Morning News. It is a Thursday morning. It is April 9th, 2026. This is the Valley's Morning News. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz, Jason Caterina, meteorologist from AccuWeather, joining us. You and family driving around town. Appreciate you. Join us at Radio Para Mi. It's the free app. You can listen on your smartphone. Highs today should be low 80s. Chance of rain still in the forecast. Let's see who gets some rain. News on 710 KURV is a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH. Folks in Texas who have roots in Iran, all these Iranian Americans in Texas watching developments back home with great concern.
The trepidation is for Iranian civilians who are caught in a dangerous situation. But the hope is to see the repressive Iranian regime toppled.
I believe that all the administration in all the Western countries should support this provisional government for regime change.
Homaira Hassami is chair of the Iranian American community of North Texas, based in Carrollton. She supports the Trump administration's efforts, but points out that if regime change sticks in their homeland, it will be up to the Iranian people.
Careful what you buy and who you buy it from. The FBI with a new report, annual report on scams. They say that cryptocurrency scams resulted in the most losses out of all scams.
The Bureau's annual report shows the Internet Crime Complaint Center received more than 1 million complaints overall last year, with losses close to $21 billion. Crypto-related scams accounted for more than half the losses. I'm Mark Neafield.
And on the topic of cryptocurrency, check this out. So Iran is looking to capitalize on crypto and the Strait of Hormuz during that 2-week ceasefire.
A spokesperson for Iran's oil, gas, and petrochemical products exporters union told the Financial Times that Iran reportedly intends to require ships passing through the Strait of Hormuz to pay the cryptocurrency equivalent of $1 per barrel of oil. The waterway is a key channel where about a fifth of the world's oil flows through. According to the spokesperson, ships need to email Iranian authorities about what they're carrying, and the measures are being put in place to make sure weapons are not carried through the strait. I'm at Mattinson.
And in what is being hailed as a medical first, research teams at 4 American universities say that they have found ways to regrow damaged knee cartilage and bone. Some of the work being done, the bio work being done at Duke University, the University of Colorado Boulder, using injections, infusions. Researchers at Northwestern say that they've created a rubbery goo to do the job. Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV is also at Radio Para Mi. 7 o'clock hour of the morning news. Producer Freddie catapults the program on 710 KURV YouTube, X, and 710 KURV Facebook Live. If you want to do a rewind of the program there as well. Thank you for joining us on 710 KURV.